Hi everyone, it's Barbie. I'm here from my balcony in beautiful South Florida. I am an intuitive coach and a energy healer, and I want to just check in and see how you guys are doing. The last couple of days for me have been kind of like up and down. I've been working on my growth because you never stop learning and growing, right? So I've been releasing a lot of things and tapping in and being very, very careful to listen to what my body and my emotions and the intuition that I'm receiving is telling me. And therefore, I'm able to get past some old beliefs, some limiting beliefs, get past even some things that come up that maybe happened when I was a child, and it's not even like horrible things, but just little things that trigger a certain feeling or response, and I can let it go. It's coming up for a reason. I'm having that memory for a reason, and it's coming up so that I can work past it and I can release it. Because even as a child, I realized that silly little things like being rejected or being like not so popular with the kids in school. And I'm talking about, I've had flashbacks and thoughts of being in like third grade. I mean, it's like a little child, right? Or someone so young that's maybe 8 years old, 9 years old, I don't know. And it really brings back certain emotions that you don't realize are still with you. And I've had certain memories just about, not fitting in or not being the person that's picked first, right, for games or for teams and things, because I wasn't great in like sports things, or I didn't run fast enough, or I wasn't strong enough, for example. And they're just like silly things that you would think, but that represented to me as a child a rejection, or that's the way I interpreted it as an 8-year-old child, for example. And even though it was okay, I mean, my life moved on, and I know that I'm very friendly and I have very good friends that I've had throughout many years, and I'm very grateful for that. I do feel that there always has been a certain amount of I don't want to say fear, but maybe it's a little bit of fear, but a certain amount of protection that I've put forward sometimes, just to not get too close to people sometimes, just because of fear of rejection, for example, or thinking, oh, maybe I don't fit in with those people, or these women over here so brilliant and smart and beautiful, like I don't think they want to associate with me. And I can see now that I'm older the patterns and what has transpired throughout my life, where I was guarding myself and protecting myself a little bit. And it can stem from like just different things that happen through childhood. And again, it doesn't have to be anything traumatic, right? Because we think, well, there was no trauma or abuse in my family. I didn't experience any horrible trauma or abuse in my family or in my childhood or from anyone else. But I did go through my own things that my soul and my person interpreted a certain way. So, like just kids maybe choosing me last, let's say, for the team, right? It gave me a sense of not being good enough for the team, not being worthy enough to participate, to be in that group. And I can see how little things like that do affect you. And of course, I chose this. I chose all of this so that I can learn the lessons. And I'm very grateful now because it's all coming to light. And little by little, I notice how time goes by, the weeks go by, and the deeper that I get into my spiritual journey and my spiritual connection, everything gets clearer and clearer and clearer, and even these little things that I can release, these little rejections that I can release from my energy field, from my cells, right? Because cells have memory. So it's in your skin, it's in your cells, it's inside of you. So this energy is within you. So even these little bits of rejection, fears, these little things that are not serving me in any way, I'm so thankful that I'm recognizing them now because I'm releasing them. So I've gone through layers and layers and layers of different things that I've released. And so I just wanted to share with you that sometimes it can be the tiniest little thing. I remember being in a spelling bee, and I believe it was the third grade because I remember the school I was in. And I didn't win the spelling bee. I was like the second runner-up. And that made me feel like I was never good enough. I was never the girl that won the spelling bee, or was number one, like won the prize. And I interpreted that to not being good enough. I was never good enough, right? I was never the first choice. And I see it so clearly now, all the things that have happened throughout my life, how I kept holding myself back into that position and not moving forward and not really stepping into my power and saying, I am wonderful, I am who I am, and I can be the best that I can be at whatever I choose to be. And there is no competition. I don't feel there's a competition with anyone. There's healthy competition in sports and things like that, but I don't personally need to compete with anyone. I'm so glad that I'm liberated of that feeling, right? Who am I competing against? I'm just trying to be myself. I'm trying to be the best version of myself, and no one else is me. So I don't need to compare myself. I don't need to compete with anyone in order to feel worthy, beautiful, smart. I don't need to win the spelling bee in order for someone to tell me that I'm smart. I know that I'm smart. I think that I'm absolutely brilliant in so many ways. And you are brilliant in so many ways. And we all have so many different gifts and talents. And I encourage you to look within, to stop comparing yourself, to stop letting other people tell you that you're number one, or you're great at this, or you're worthy of this. No one can tell you that. You tell yourself what you want to believe. You tell yourself what you want to achieve, what you believe in. And it doesn't have to be what anybody else wants from you, right? It's your life, it's your path, it's your journey. You take responsibility for your life. It's not your parents' life. It's not your kids' or your children's life. We're each individuals. And this message keeps coming through because it's so important. I feel like so many people give up who they are because they're comparing themselves to someone else, or they give up who they are because their parents, and they give up who they are, their identity, to their kids, right? And there is a time to be a parent, or there always is a time, right, that sometimes you're more focused on your family. If you have little babies, of course you're focused on your children, absolutely. But don't lose your identity, or don't live for other people's standards or for other people's approval of who you are and what you do. No, that's not what you came here for. It is not what you came here for. So what I'm asking you is, search your heart, search your soul. Why are you here? What makes you happy? Value yourself, love yourself. Don't wait for others. to give you a value. Don't wait for others to approve of you. That's really not important. It's not important at all. If you're happy with yourself and you are, a good person that's not hurting anyone else, then just be what you want to be and who you want to be. So for whoever needed to hear that message, this message keeps pouring out, so I'm going to continue to deliver it. And I hope it serves you. I hope it makes you think of things in different ways. And I'm wishing everyone a beautiful day. Take care, everybody. Thank you.